Hi, my name is Barb. I'm Gracie's mom. I'm here today to show you the difference between two stamp positioners, one by the Misti and one by Tim Holtz. But my friend Sandy Parker, who has a YouTube channel called Scrapbooking for Almost Everyone, asked me to do a little information comparison between the Misti and the Tim Holtz. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So instead of always having to use the block, we don't always have to use the block now because we have these stamp positioners. And this is what I'm going to be using. This is by Lawn Fawn, and you'll see I'm going to be pulling that out. So you'll be able to see what that is in just a minute. So let me show you the two. This is the Misti, and this one is the Tim Holtz. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the Tim Holtz over here, and I'm going to show you the Misti. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Misti. The Misti was the only one I knew about on the market for a long time. And my family was so sweet because they know how much I love to stamp, and they bought me the Misti as a Christmas gift. And I absolutely love the Misti. I just can't say enough how much I love it. It's a great tool to have. But let me tell you about it. So it's really cool. So with the Misti, it comes with two magnets. Now you have to make sure that these magnets don't touch, because if they do, they get together and they're really hard to come apart. And that's why this one has tape on it, because they connected and this one literally snapped in half. So you want to make sure you keep them apart. So let me show you about the Misti. So when you get the Misti, it comes with this, and then it comes with a black foam, and it comes with these grid sheets. And so what I did is I just went over to my Kinko's or whatever it is that's by you, and I had them laminate this one for me, just because I knew I would be using it over and over again. And if it gets dirty, that's my little lawn fawn. I just take it and wipe it off, and it's clean and it's good to go. And so that's what this is when it's brand new, and as you use it, it gets used. It's a wonderful tool. It's a stamp chamois. Anyway, so let me bypass that one. Let's keep on going. So when you're using a stamp positioner, the whole idea for the stamp positioner is that if you are stamping, so let me give you an example. Well, what did I do with it? Oh, here we go. So I have one here that I used, and you could take your stamp, and I'm just going to stamp the back side. This is what I did earlier. And I'm going to put this here, and I'm going to take my magnets, and I'm going to put this like this, okay? And I'm going to take my stamp, and this is what's so cool about the stamp positioner is you place this how you want it to be on your paper, where you're going to want it to stamp. So I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to take the little spider that comes with it, and I'm going to have him hanging off the side, just like that, okay? And then I'm going to also take on here, it says boo. Oh, wait a minute, let me take the bat first. I'm going to take the bat, and I'm going to put the bat right up here, right above it. And then I'm going to take my boo, and I am going to put my boo down here. Okay? And so this is what's so cool about the stamp positioner. So these are clear stamps. That's what these are. These are clear stamps. So when you're doing it, the rubber, the black mat in the back here has to stay in here, because when you stamp, it keeps the stamps high enough to the paper. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So I took them all, and the nice thing is you just close this up, and you push down just enough, and it picks up, it picks up your stamps for you. This is the one thing that bothers me with the Misti, and that is that it doesn't always pick up all the stamps. So let me close it. This is the cool part. You just close it back up. It's still lined up. I just have to push on that one little and lift it back up. And look, everything is on there. Okay? And so I'm going to put my card back where I want it to be. I'm going to take my Memento Black, and you just take it and you stamp. Okay? And I'm inking my stamp. And as I ink it, I'm going to close this. And I'm going to close this. Now I am stamping it, and you can see I'm not pushing hard. It's just an even pressure clear across, okay? But when I lift it, I am noticing, not everything everything came out. My boo didn't come out, and my spider doesn't look as well as I wish he had. So the nice thing is, this is the part about the repositioner. You just have to come back in and re-ink all your stamps. And let's say that when you stamped, it didn't come out dark enough. Again, you just take it and close it, or open it rather, and put the ink on it, and do it again. And voila, check that out. It's nice. Everything looks fantastic. But let's say that I wanted that web a little bit darker. Well, the nice thing is I can come back in and I can put more ink on that web, and I can close this up and just push on that. And guess what's going to happen? It just makes it darker. The nice thing is if I have this, the block, I have to try to line that up to make it work. That's really hard to do, even on a clear stamp, for me at least. That's what I love about the Misti, and that is that it's stamped. It's good to go, and it looks fantastic, okay? Not the straightest, but it still looks okay. So then you're just going to take it and you're just going to clean off your stamps, because that's what I do. So let me just take these off, and I'm going to show you the next part. Okay. So on the next one, let's say that I want to stamp with a rubber stamp. This is a rubber stamp. A rubber stamp is the red rubber. Now, because it's a red rubber and it's thicker, you are going to actually take out the black foam and all the papers, and you could just, that's the nice thing, it has the grid on the bottom too. I just leave it like this because it's just what I like. Then I could come in here and I can take this, and I can take my rubber stamp, again, line it up. I can take it and I can stamp it. I have to push a little bit harder on the red rubber stamps for it to stay on. And I'm going to ink it, and then I can do the same thing. Just stamp it and I'm good to go. And if it doesn't come out dark enough, again, you just re-ink it and stamp it again, and it all comes out to the same place. The nice thing about these stamp platforms are that you can make 10 cards, 5 cards, 20 cards, or 1 card. It doesn't matter. But you just take the paper out, put the next paper in. Take that paper out, put the next one in. That's what's nice about it. So that is what I love about it, because it just means that I can make quite a few stamps at one time. So let me go over some of the things about the Misti, okay? So with the Misti, if you use the rubber stamp, or the clear stamp, excuse me, you have to leave this in here. It has to be in here because then when the door closes, it meets up, okay? Don't want my magnets to connect. And that's when I put this here. Now, the nice thing about the Misti is it has a nice ruler all the way around, but it's deep. So when you put your card in, it's, you know, it's down in that corner. And then when you put your magnets, it's there. That's the nice thing about the Misti. Love that part about it. The other thing with the Misti, easy to clean. If I get a mess, I just have to wipe it and it's good to go. And so that's the Misti. Now I will tell you some of the things. The thing is, the Misti is $60 plus tax. No matter where you go, it's going to be $60 plus tax. The thing is that with the Misti is, it's not really, I think, a top quality. It's pretty flimsy. The hinges are pretty flimsy. That's the only thing I don't care about the Misti, is the quality. For the $60, I would have liked maybe a little bit more of quality. Now, the thing is, though, with the Misti that you cannot do is you cannot do a large sheet. It won't work because it has the ridges here where the paper would fit. And so you would always have this piece right here that does that. Now, they do have the Misti in the small size. They have it in like this size, like the card size. And they also have the larger one that you can purchase. I'm not familiar with the prices on those, but again, easy to clean. Love the fact that it has the magnets that are super powerful. Nice light door to open and close to be able to stamp. It doesn't take a lot of pressure, so I don't feel like I'm having to use a lot of real muscle on this, but it's a great machine. I have to tell you, it's a wonderful tool. I think everybody should have a stamp positioner. But let me pull out the Tim Holtz. one thing, you can see the difference between the two. Big difference, okay? But let me tell you about the Tim Holtz. Now, with the Tim Holtz, I kind of like the way this goes. It's nice and easy to pick up. Remember, on the Misti, you have to hold it by the sides, okay? Still not a big deal to me. That's not a deal breaker to me. But I do kind of like the fact that I can lift this way. Now, with the Tim Holtz, it's the same way with the Misti. I can stamp this way, I can stamp it this way, or I could stamp it this way. It doesn't matter. They both come with two very strong magnets, just like the Misti. I have to cover mine in tape. Now, the nice thing with Tim Holtz, and that is, I'm going to turn it sideways so I can show you. It depends on what you're stamping. If you stamp a rubber stamp, it says rubber. So that's the part that's going to go here. If you do the clear, where it says clear on it, you're going to put it in this way. Okay? So let's just say that I'm going to do the red stamp. Okay? Let me get this on here. There we go. So it's the same thing. I'm going to open it up. And I'm going to, excuse me for that. Oops, hit my little garbage can. The thing with this one is, Tim Holtz does not have a paper down here. It's just smooth. And you only have the ridge here and up here. There's no ridge here or here. So when you put your paper in, this is what I put in here just because I like it to be kind of clean. But if I want to, I could put my paper in the same way here, just push it along the edge, line it up right here on this edge, put my magnets down. I need to get more magnets. Take my stamp, lay it down exactly how I want it, close up my Tim Holtz. The thing is, the Tim Holtz barely even touch, and it picks up your stamp. The Misti, it takes a little bit more for it to pick up your stamp. Okay, I'm not going to stamp on this one because I only get so much time to show you guys. But that's the only thing that I do like, is that it's no strength at all to make the rubber stamp or the clear stamp stick to this. It's easy. That's the difference. The Misti, it's a couple times I may have to push down to get my stamp to stay. Again, not a big deal to me. I'm okay with that. I love crafting, so it doesn't, bother me if I have to do an extra step or something. So let me show you. Oops, sorry. There we go. That's the only thing with the Tim Holtz. Sometimes when you're flipping it back and forth, it kind of gets a little stuck. And I think it's because it comes out. You could take it out depending on what you're stamping, clear or rubber. Okay, so it kind of fits into these little grooves right here, and so sometimes it's just it's a little hard to close, but play with it, it's fine. It's no big deal to me. Now, the thing with the Tim Holtz that I do like, and that is that if I want to stamp on a 16 by 20 piece of paper, I can. All I have to do is just put it in. And it goes. Oops, sorry. I hit the camera. Sorry. I can stamp anywhere on this paper. Anywhere. I just have to turn the paper. There's no holding it. This is all open over here. Like I said, this is totally open on these sides. Totally open. Okay? Oh, I'm sorry. I hit that camera again. I have to talk to Tim about this thing, though, because that kind of is irritating after a while, maybe. Anyway, where with the Misti, you can't. It fits in here. It's in a groove. So you're kind of stuck by that groove. Now, the difference between the two. Let me tell you. Tim Holtz, his machine is $39 plus change. That is a huge difference between that and the Misti. The other difference is Tim Holtz, it's a better quality. When you feel this, it's Tim Holtz. It's just amazing. And it's just a really good quality. This is really heavy duty. And it's not weight-wise, I don't think there's a huge difference between weight. Tim is probably a little bit heavier, not enough, again, to make a big deal, okay? But it is a better quality for $40 as opposed to $60. It's a better quality. Again, what I like about his too is that I can pick out which way I want to stamp. Clear, rubber, I do it. If I want to use another media, let's say I want to paint, okay? And I could put my card in here, totally, completely, put it down. But let's say, a lot of people like to take their inks and they like to put it on and then take their paint brush and they like to paint. You can do that. And the nice thing is, when you're done, just take it, one of these, and just color all you want and just wipe it off. Now, I will tell you, other people said it is a little bit harder to clean. I don't know. I don't use that type of stuff all the time on this yet. It's fairly new to me. Again, I just took a piece of computer paper and I just folded it, put it in here, and it makes it nice and clean. And all I have to do is, pick out what I want to stamp. Rubber or clear. That's the only thing with Tim Holtz. It is when you flip it, it kind of gets stuck, which maybe that might be irritating to some. To me, it's not that big of a deal. Where the Misti, it is really fast. You just take it, ink it, stamp it, and this hinge works much better than, I would say, the Tim Holtz. The difference is his is a better quality, where hers is more flimsy. So, if I had to say between the two, if I had to choose, I would probably pick the Tim Holtz only because of the price. It's cheaper. It's $40 as opposed to $60. That's $20 that I can take and spend in, inks or stamp or whatever. But that's the only difference that I feel between the two, is really the cost. Tim's is a much better quality, but the Misti is just as great as Tim Holtz. I think they're both amazing, amazing tools, and I really feel that everybody who crafts should have one, because it just makes life so much easier to stamp. And like I said, I love to make cards, and when I make cards, normally I make 10 to 20 cards at a time. So I love this, that I can just put my paper in and go and go and go and make my 20 cards, and I don't have to worry about this anymore unless I'm just doing an individual. But you could do an individual with this too. So if you're doing a layered stamp set, these both are really great because you don't have to guess on how to line it up. With this, you can put it on here and see exactly where it's supposed to go. So I hope that is information that you can use to figuring out which one that you might want to purchase if you're going to purchase one. They both are great. They are both fabulous tools. Every crafter should have one. I have two. One stays home and one travels with me. I love it. It's just a great, great machine tool. So please leave me in the comments if you have one, and if you have both, or which one you prefer. I'd love to see what the feedback is on it. Please subscribe, like our channel and subscribe, and we'll see you the next time around. Happy crafting. Bye.